Sing Their Souls Back Home was originally written for Mavis Staples. I heard from the good people at Anti Records that they were making an album of songs with Mavis, and I just couldn't resist. Mavis Staples, the Staples singers, American gospel music, these are some of the, as far as I'm concerned, some of the greatest music ever made and Mavis, one of the great voices in soul music. I couldn't resist thinking, what sort of song could I write that Mavis might sing? So I humbly wrote my song and humbly sent it off to the people at Anti, but it didn't kind of make the cut. But I still had this song, and it addresses issues I feel passionately about: homelessness, the emptying of New Orleans, and the failure of the federal government to help people get back there, and of course those men and women who are overseas fighting in Iraq and Afghanistan, who really want to be home and their families want them home. So writing a song that calls on us to sing their souls back home, it is very much in that gospel tradition, and I really enjoy singing it.
I'm just falling again, feel I'm falling again, and you make me brave.
You Make Me Brave is a lyric built around a acoustic guitar riff that I came up with while we were just sitting around playing, me and the blokes, and it was a lovely line. I really liked the melody, and searching around for some lyrics, I realised that when I went on aeroplanes with my son, I felt sort of like you would as a dad, sort of in control and sort of protecting everything. When I went on my own, I felt like a little kid and like, oh, I'm on an airplane. And there's anyone who's ever had to sit next to me on a flight will know I'm a bit of a jumpy flyer. So it was just trying to get into that aspect of how someone else can sort of fill you with courage and with fortitude, and that for some reason when you're on your own you can't find.
Do you know what love is? Love is when you willingly place someone else's priorities above your own.
Something Happened is a song that only has about 4 or 5 lines in it, and which is odd for me because I have been known to write 3 verses where perhaps 2 might do, but I had the guitar part, I had the tune, and I was thinking how the lyrics would fit and how what the lyrics should be, and I wrote those 2 verses, 2 observational verses, and thought, well, that's it, that's what I want to say in this song, that's it. And sometimes it's best to leave it at that. Less is more occasionally, not all the time, but sometimes you just need to set out what you want to say. This is what I want to say, here it is, and by the way, this is how loud my guitar goes.
Mr. Love and Justice, I ask you, is it really fair if all of that commitment just vanishes in the air?
Mr. Love and Justice is the title of a book by Colin McInnes, but that has absolutely nothing to do with this song. It's just one of those phrases that as a songwriter I really liked, and it fit beautifully into the opening chord sequence of the verse. So I was left, if I'm not going to write about the characters in the book, I'm left to invent a character to fit the song, and in this case I chose to imagine that there was a figure, Mr. Love and Justice, whom you might appeal to if your relationships had gone wrong, someone who would find a balance between the love in a relationship and the amount of justice that you could expect as an individual. And the protagonist in the song is a woman who's been deserted by the father of their children, and she's asking this imaginary character, Mr. Love and Justice, to give us some justice in the relationship. As she says, desertion should mean disgrace. He's left me, I'm on my own. Surely, the right in this relationship should fall onto my side. I'm left here, I have to bring these kids up, and he's just cleared off. So it was a song I've wanted to write for a while, and try and get that idea across. And I guess that phrase, Mr. Love and Justice, and those 3 chords allowed me to find a way in to do that.
I know nothing is forever.